Good morning, beloveds. I'm not on my game yet this morning. I got up, I went for a walk. It was delightfully foggy. So I got some interesting pictures from the fog. And then that one neighbor with the sunflowers still has sunflowers. So it was a good morning. Well, we are finishing up November. Today is the last day. So it is November 30th. Our title is There is an Inspiration Within Me That Guides Me Aright. And our quote is, "Purity and stillness give the correct law to all under heaven." And that is from the texts of Taoism. All right. The disciple John tells us that God is a spirit, and they that worship God must worship God in spirit and in truth. Wonderful indeed is this conception of all the union of all life, which Jesus proclaimed in the ecstasy of his illumination. I and the Father are one. All cause and ill effect proceed from the invisible spirit. Man is one of the spirit and cannot be separated from it. His word has power because his word is the action of God through his thought. I now clarify my vision, purify my thoughts, so that it becomes a mirror reflecting inspiration direct from the secret place of the Most High at the center of my own being. I do this by quiet contemplation, not through strenuous effort, but by learning to fast to all negation and to feast upon all the affirmation of spiritual realization. I know that I need never break before the onslaught of any confusion that exists around me. Today I walk in the light of God's love. All the creativity, all the power, and all the joy that there is in the universe finds outlet through me. There's a song in my heart, the song of the open road that leads to complete fulfillment. And as I travel along this road with others, I find that my hand is in theirs. I have confidence in life, confidence in myself, because first I have confidence in God, the living spirit. Today I am guided and my guidance is multiplied. I know exactly what to do and exactly how to do it. There is an inspiration within me that governs every act, every thought, in certainty, with conviction, and in peace. I know that the key that unlocks the treasure house, the key to the kingdom of God, is in my spiritual hand. This is the kingdom of God's creation and is directly experienced by me today. All right. So it's a fantastic reading, but there was a line up there that confused me, which hence I was making a face at the beginning. So I'm just like, okay. So, I think it's a misprint. Because it says all cause and ill effect. So I think all cause and all effect proceed from the invisible spirit. Because I was like, ill effect does not make sense. I think it's a misprint. I really do. I think it's all cause and all effect proceed from the invisible spirit. Because I was like, and then I read the rest of the reading and I was like, this does not make sense. This does not make sense. So sometimes you do need to read things in context, because if you see a misprint, it will make sense, because it did not make sense. All right. But there were a couple of things in here. One, I love the line, "Today I walk in the light of God's love." I mean, every day we walk in the light of God's love, but to have it stated boldly and clearly and, here we go, today I walk. I mean, why not say that every morning when you get up? It's like, today I walk in the light of God's love. That you post it somewhere where you can see it, so that you start your day out that way. And then I also like the one, their hand is in mine, and two, the keys to the kingdom of heaven are in my spiritual hand. Meaning I always have access to them. So there is an inspiration within me that guides me aright. The quote, it's from the texts of Taoism. Purity and stillness give the correct law to all under heaven. Basically, if you be still and know that I am God. So in the quiet stillness, you hear the voice. And when you clear everything out, we have funny ideas about what purity means. But it's like letting go of all the negativity and that, and the chaos and the mess. We're purifying. It's like cleaning out water, one drop at a time. Eventually it's going to and that's what we'll figure it out. That's what we'll figure it out. Okay. So, the disciple John tells us that God is a spirit, and they that worship God must worship God in spirit and truth. Go back and read that in context. Obviously, I'm going to guess it's from John. Because immediately Ernest and Raymond say, wonderful indeed is this concept of the union of all life, which Jesus proclaimed when he, in the ecstasy of his illumination, proclaimed, I and the Father are one. We are always one with spirit. We are made of spirit. We cannot be separated from spirit. The only way we can be separated from spirit is we create the illusion of that. And I say we because it's possible that we have been taught to create that illusion. The minute we shatter that illusion, it doesn't matter what anybody else says. So we always have the power to shatter the illusion of that separation. Nobody can keep you from spirit. Nobody can keep you from spirit. All cause and all effect proceed from the invisible spirit. So, humanity is one with the spirit and cannot be separated from it because we are made from it. Our word has power because our word is the action of God through our thought. Our word has power because our word is the action of God through our thought. It bears repeating. It bears repeating. When we speak our word, and we speak our word confidently and with intention and in alignment, it cannot help but come. It cannot help but manifest. So I now clarify my vision, purify my thought, so that it becomes a mirror reflecting inspiration direct from the secret place of the Most High at the center of my own being. So I clarify my vision because I know what it is that I want. And I purify my thought. And all that means is I let go of all of the nonsense that I have been taught. All of the separation, what have you. God is so much bigger than we can conceive of. So we all have a different idea of what God is because we all have a personal experience of God. Nobody has the whole picture. So any word spoken about God in love is true. Any word spoken about God in love is true. And everybody has a piece of that truth. So what we have to do is separate the wheat from the chaff and let go of anything that is not in love. That's what we mean by purifying our thoughts. I do this by quiet contemplation, not through strenuous effort. Quiet contemplation, that is the purpose of spiritual practice. Not through strenuous effort, but by learning to fast from all negation and to feast upon all affirmation. Fast from negation, feast on affirmation. This is what we practice. But denials do have their place. So don't think of denials as negation. Because sometimes we have to deny what we know to not be true in order to get at the truth. Because frequently we know what we don't want. We don't always know what we want. But if we start with what we don't want, we can work our way to what we do want. All right. I know that I need never break from the onslaught of any... Okay. I know that I need never break before the onslaught of any confusion that exists around me. If I know who I am, then the confusion will break around me. It will not break me. I'm not saying it won't happen. What I'm saying is that when everything around you is confusion, you stand firm in who you know you are, and the confusion will break around you, and you will stand firm, and you will come out the other end knowing what you need to do. Knowing what you need to do. So you need never break before the onslaught of confusion that exists around you. Today, I walk in the light of God's love. All the creativity, all the power, and all the joy there is in the universe finds outlet through me. Statement. There is a song in my heart, the song of the open road that leads to complete fulfillment. That's the song we're always listening for, the song of life. And sometimes we hear it in quiet places, and sometimes we hear it in loud places. Just kind of depends on what we're doing, and if we're listening. As I travel along this road with others, I find that my hand is in theirs. We're all walking each other home, as Ram Dass says. We're all walking each other home. It's like we're here having an experience. Why not do it together? Why not do it together? Why not link hands, know that we're siblings, and walk through this life together? What is it? Many hands make light work. I have confidence in life, confidence in myself, and because I first have confidence in God, the living Spirit. It's like I know who I am. I know who made me. I know what I'm made from. If I have confidence in God, then I can have confidence in myself because I'm made by God, of God. As are you. Today, I am guided and my guidance is multiplied. I know exactly what to do and exactly how to do it. There is an inspiration within me which governs every act, every thought, in certainty, with conviction, and in peace. Because I know who I am. I know that the key that unlocks the treasure house, the key to the kingdom of God, is in my spiritual hand. It has always been in my spiritual hand. It has always been in your spiritual hand. It is up to you to practice using it. This is the kingdom of God's creation and is directly experienced by me today. All right, so I'm totally taking the line. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to walk in God's love. Walk in the light of God's love. That's the mission. And it's the same mission every day. We just use different words. The same mission. It's about knowing who you are. Knowing that you are a beloved child of God, in whom God is well pleased, always and forever. That's what the mission is. And when you recognize it in and of yourself, you recognize it in other people. And when you recognize it in other people, you recognize it in and of yourself, and you recognize that common bond. And then it's easy to link hands and walk that path. All right, beloved. I also encourage you, as I always do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself, whatever it looks like. Whatever it looks like. Today, for me, it was getting up and going for a walk in the fog. And enjoying it. It was beautiful. I loved it. I loved it. It was good. And, you know, my partner and I took that walk and had some time to talk. And that's one of the things that I enjoy about the walking. Is, you know, it gives us that time away from the electronics to talk and to talk about whatever. And it is a loving, kind, and compassionate thing for myself, for him, and for us. So, you know, whatever it looks like to you, please do. Love, kind, compassion. You deserve it. You deserve your own love, your own kindness, your own compassion. And the more you practice it, it becomes a habit. And when it becomes a habit, it becomes your first response. And when it becomes your first response and that default setting, then you have enough to share. Those days that we're running a little low, yeah, that's why I want you to create that bank and why I want you to create that habit. All right, beloveds. I also encourage you to do something to engage your mind and your body. I encourage you to go get a face full of sun. I mean, it was foggy this morning, but I still got the sun. It looked like the moon behind all the fog, but it was gorgeous. And I encourage you to drink plenty of water. Always hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. I'm a big believer. It's even more important in the wintertime because we don't think about how the heater dries us out. So hydrate. And whatever else you do, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you you do live in heaven right here, right now. It is all around us. It is merely awaiting us recognizing it. So look for the good, praise it. Look for the good and praise it. The more you look, the more you see, the more you see, the more there is. It's the way it works. That's the way it works. When we look for the good, it multiplies. All right, beloveds. It's Tuesday. I have no idea if anything's going on Tuesday. So feel free, if you're not on the mailing list, email info@creativelife.org. Get on that mailing list. And that way you'll know what's going on even when I don't. And if you're watching this on YouTube another day, there's that too. So, all right, Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you at 9 a.m. Do what you need to do to take care of yourself and have a great day, a fantastic day, a fabulous day, an amazing day, an enchanting day, a stunning day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. It's enough, and so are you. All right, beloveds, know that you're loved. Catch us on the social medias. You know what they are. I've told you multiple times. I'm the running Rev Ryan. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center. We're on several of the platforms, so look us up. And have a great day. I'll see you next time.